and Los Muertos. And here we go. We have a little bit of a death ball comp from, but that's a double. That's just a Widowmaker and another death.
Alright, here we're running Widow and Junkrat. Widow for the contest of the other Widow to make sure that she doesn't have free sidelines over our whole team. And Junkrat here is for the spam against their death ball comp.
Basically mirror comps except for this soldier. Soldier is replaced by the Junkrat, of course, on nap time. They're off. They're kind of going around a flank here, it looks like, except for the Widowmaker. She's just kind of standing there trying to see what she can pick off.
Yeah, a lot of teams like to take this right flank so that you don't have to mess with all.
Okay, here what we do
They're
is
going around a flank here, it looks like, except
our team approaches from here, right? Our team approaches from here, grabs their sidelines, they turn there. Widow has free reign. They don't expect the Widow. The Widow gets line of sight, but I think the Widow here shoots too early, gives away her position.
the Widowmaker. She's just kind of standing there trying to see what she
yeah.
can pick off.
Yeah, a lot of teams like to take this right flank so that you don't have to
There.
mess.
This gave away the position of the Widow. Now they know that there is a Widow here, and they are going to be careful about that.
With all of the spam damage coming down that
yeah.
main row there.
Contesting the Widow, and the thing is, since that our Mercy is together with a tank core, there's no one to really pocket the Widow.
Now we're gonna help you though if the other team is completely prepared to receive you. They're gonna try to push onto point using that right hand side. Spam damage coming down that main row there. Now we're gonna help you though if the other team is completely prepared to receive you. They're gonna try to push onto point using. Now we're gonna help you though if the other team is completely prepared to receive you. They're gonna try to push on.
Alright, I'm assuming that the Widow shot both our tanks, so they were low. So that's how they managed to push forward and clean it up.
And they will save 2 down on 2 eliminations from Click4heads. Sorry, I haven't warmed up quite yet, but Don ZP is trying to make it out of there as the Zenyatta. And will he be able to do it? But 3 picks was just 3 picks on the side of Click4heads. They were just able to mow him down. They're going to change things up a little bit. They're going to...
Alright, here we go Genji. But we stay on the Junkrat. Junkrat here I feel doesn't get much value. Genji should have stayed on Widow to contest the other Widow, deny sidelines, even if you can't directly counter him. But zoning him off would be good enough. Junkrat here doesn't really add much value, especially since they have a Zarya, but our Zarya here is also not much value. Their DPS is Widow and Soldier, both of which are hit scan. Zarya can't really get charge of
the Widowmaker on, and they're
these 2 DPS.
Over to a dive.
Okay, yeah, that might be swapped.
This is a strategy that they're going to use to try and dislodge Click4heads from that high ground. And this is a strategy that they're going to use to try and dislodge Click4heads from that high ground. See if they're going to be able to do so successfully with dislodge Click4heads from that high ground.
Okay, pretty sure Zen was around here, and they were like, and you guys were poking or something, but this is a dive, right? This is a dive. There's no shield to protect you from the Widowmaker. There's no, the only thing that can really protect you is the DM, which runs out. So you guys should have went for your first like the same as your first approach, which is down the Left side, yeah, down the left side. Instead of trying to go main. So usually teams will go main if they have a shield. So for dive, every positioning you take must be perfect. You can't like spend resources. You can't waste resources trying to get into a position to engage. Rather, you have to use resources to engage onto your enemy. So what you want to do is you want to get close enough. Okay, take Winston for example. You want to get close enough to your enemy so that you can engage it with them with your cooldowns. But so you want to get as close as possible to your enemies without using your cooldowns, basically. So the perfect position here should have been down the tunnel on
as
left.
well as splitting the tanks off from the rest of the team, so they're gonna have to back out and wait just a second to reinitiate.
Zen is really exposed here.
I heard a sights there, so Click4heads will have sights. They know exactly where everyone is, and we'll see how they use this. Looks like I just heard a. Nope, I did not hear that. My mind is playing tricks on me again. But falls.
Future sights was still up, right?
A couple of the supports. So there's 5 left, and they're all just trying to. Are they trying to get on point? No. Cyphan falls.
He lost the main tank pretty early in the fight, so that forces.
Alright, the dive was really split. There was no support for our main tank. D.Va should have been DMing. Instead, D.Va was here. Not sure why. But okay.
He lost the main tank pretty early in
So
the
we really
fight, so it
coordinated
forces them to back
instead
out,
of just
Brave as
diving
well
one by
to
one.
fall. And Nap Time is kind of having a difficult time getting McNanny and Dawn into these fights safely. Gauntlet's doing a really good job of picking them apart as long as that shield isn't there. And look at their composition. They don't have a main shield coming into this choke, and there's a lot of open space for that Widowmaker to play around. So Gauntlet's just given a playground here.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
They're gonna try a different strategy.
Look at how much space the Widow has. No one is contesting him. Okay, if I think it would have been better if we had a Widow and Tracer. So basically, a Widow would have been here, right? But their Widow would not have dared to pick our Widow. Even if it's a bad Widow, another Widow on the enemy team limits your sidelines. You don't play as daring as you can, because here there's no long range threat to the Widow at all. Okay, maybe Zen, but
They go up the right flank instead of the left one, and they're gonna. Don ZP goes down early, and we'll get rezzed.
Look at how daring he's playing here.
And they're just trying to pressure this Rhine here. They're trying to get him to. But oh, that's a huge shatter there. Gets 3.
Oh, it's gonna be 4. That's in Yada's mighty low health, and you don't have a lot of mobility. 1 fire strike is all it's gonna take.
Or will he build? Oh, and that's it. Didn't want to pop Transcendence there, and Cat Chunks falls as well.
He's gonna go ahead and clean up on that Genji for dessert.
Yeah.
And that's the issue with going against a composition like this. You are playing into a main tank. There you go, Syphan. Syphan, gonna go ahead and switch over to the Reinhardt. But you're playing into a main tank. You have a confined quarters.
Okay, you guys have already burned 3 minutes off the clock, but you have not baited any of their outs. So the past few engages have been literally useless. You got picked off early. They shattered you. Literally useless. You have not baited any of their outs. So every fight should have a purpose. Every fight should have a purpose, yeah. Whether it be
on the Zarya is gonna have just a
baiting outs or just winning the point
a
itself.
lot of utility to Nihao Bryan's Helix rockets in those close quarters, as you saw opening up.
Okay, here we swap to the Rhine. Probably because Widow keeps getting picks and the teammates complain or something, but really it's the positioning that should be
It looks
improved.
like they're trying to go main here, if I'm not mistaken. They
They
only
do have a
like,
Dragon Blade and Transcendence coming up.
Okay, there's an early Valkyrie from us, which is quite okay considering that they have Graph.
Absolutely, you might see
one
that
good
in
push
unison.
left. And I hear 2 Valkyries going off. They're both trying to get the edge, and there we go. That's the Transcendence and the Tactical
Those are
thing.
okay
And
things.
okay, Catchunks and Raytheon are finally getting some picks. Rich Hobo gets res. and they're just trying to get some picks on point here. Khaled goes down. Iode gets Rich Hobo though, but Nihao Brian will be rezzed. So it's just sort of, it's a huge brawl on point at the moment. They're just trying to figure out who will they be able to get a tick? We will see.
Right now, Iode really carrying Click4heads on the defense. He's been able to take out a couple of key members as Nihao Brian, the Helix rocket onto Dawn, taking out the Zenyatta. They're gonna try and get the resin, but Mechanic can't get a safe.
Okay, let's watch from our Zen POTG here.
So it's just sort of, it's a huge brawl on point at the
POV
moment.
here.
They're just trying to figure out who will
really have to land those shots.
We will see.
Right now, Iode really carrying Click4heads on the defense.
Zen should really have landed those shots onto the
Dawn, taking out the Zenyatta.
Soldier.
They're gonna try and get the resin, but Mechanic can't get a safe spot to do so. But Iode will get taken out by Brave Plum on the Genji. There's the Earth Shatter from Kalu, and that could be huge. Gonna grab 2, gonna grab 3 right there, and that's both DPS and support. It's pretty much useless though.
It does get shooting. But Ketchum's falls a gauntlet. Siphon goes down. Looks like this is all but over. A wonderful full hold.
Yeah, they just mechanically outskilled you.
Iode definitely
really have to improve on mechanics.
Able to keep himself alive. If he had a couple of key
defenders here, they really don't want any
tank or onto that that Bastion, then it's gonna be very difficult for Brave and Catch to sync up together and be the devastating.
Alright, here we have Orisa Hawk as tanks and Bastion Junkrat's defense. This is mostly the same as the classic Widow Junkrat defense, however with a Bastion here. Not sure why we have a Hawk here. So the reason why people choose Hawk in Orisa team comps is for the Hawk hook combo, right? That's one win condition. That's one enemy out of the fight, every fight. However, we have another Bastion here. Our main win condition here should be protecting our Bastion. So the Hawk doesn't really serve much purpose in protecting the Bastion or even mitigating the damage from the Orisa shield. So here, since we were running Bastion, there was not much of a use for Hawk hook combo. So Orisa D.Va should have been the call here. This is quite interesting that the off tank flexes onto the main tank.
And with Nihao Brian on the server, that is
and maybe that's why we didn't have an Orisa D.Va here. If Saifan didn't play D.Va. So
exactly what they're looking to do. So
just try to stick to your roles so that you are comfortable with all of them and more flexible to
Orisa Bastion setup, because the hack not only immobilizes or takes the Bastion out of that turret form, but it also removes the shield from Orisa and not allowing her to fortify. Nihao Brian on the Sombra trying to get invisible perk.
Alright, another main reason why people run D.Va here. Another main reason why people like to play Orisa D.Va. If you're setting up on high ground here, then who's gonna drop down? Usually in Orisa D.Va comms, it will be the D.Va drops down, stays a while, takes a bit of damage, and flies back up to get healed. But who here is gonna do that? Orisa has to stay with the Bastion, right? Even if her shield is with the Bastion, she can't just drop down. She's just a fat piece of outcharge. Jung is too fragile. Zen is too fragile. Bastion is on high ground. Hawk can't get back up, and Mercy no. Yeah, so that's really one of the more convincing choices why people run D.Va. So let's see what you guys do here when it's that contesting point.
Found out, has to retreat. If you're gonna watch Gauntlet, he's going around this long flank, looking for anybody on the high ground, making sure that there's nobody hiding around any corners. He's gonna be able to get underneath the team, and if nobody's figured him out, he might.
Okay, let's.
If you're gonna watch Gauntlet, he's going around this long flank, looking for anybody on the high ground, making sure that there's nobody hiding around any corner.
Look at what they're doing. They're staging. They're setting up for the dive, something we didn't do. So just now what we did was we walked in with sight lines. we walked in from choke to point where their widow had sidelines to pick us off. But what they're doing here is really smart. What they're doing here is they're denying any sidelines available to our Bastion, which is our win condition, right? They're denying any sidelines to the Bastion by just avoiding him, using as little resources as possible to get into the position they want to engage from. So here you can see that they actually wait for like their cooldowns to.
Nobody's figured him out. He might get a good.
They wait for their cooldowns before committing to the dive.
Oh, and that's a huge pick. The Bastion goes down, but
And one other advantage of staging is that you get to set up crossfires. If let's say okay. I think one really good example is Horizon Lunar Colony. Okay, this is point A, right? Let's say you set up let's say you set up a Bastion here, somewhere here. Or is a shield here. Bad drawing. Anyway. So this is the back part of the point. This is the staircase. And this is like the spawn. This is the spawn area. So oh my god, this is really bad drawing. Okay, anyway. What you guys did was the equivalent of walking up to the Bastion, walking up here, when you could have taken flanks everywhere. No, okay, sorry, this is referring to your point A offense, yeah. But you guys just walked up here. This was the equivalent of walking up here. You just gave the Widow sidelines. However, what they did was they went from the sides. They went from the sides to stage to wait for an engage. So basically Winston will be here, Tracer will be here. I think they had the Sombra as well. Sombra will be here. And then maybe Zen, Mercy, Diva is here. Yeah, Diva, right? Yeah, they were running Diva. Would be like here. So basically, not only does this allow them to all jump in at once onto your Bastion, it provides crossfire, which the Orisa shield can't block. So if Sombra is shooting here, Orisa places shield here, but then it's getting attacked by Sombra and Zen. Okay, if Tracer shoots from here, Orisa moves her shield, but Sombra here and Zen here has the opportunity to shoot the Bastion. That's why a crossfire is quite important in defeating Bastion comps, especially if there are Orisa. That is Orisa.
Hallowed falls as well, so it looks like this push is almost pretty much all but over. The Bastion will get rezzed and will set back up. On ZP falls, but Sci-Fan gets the gauntlet. Hallowed goes down.
But since you guys don't have any healers, so that's pretty sure you guys lose the point.
Oh, I'm not sure if this is over or not.
No, this is Click4heads fight all the way. They took out McCaney and Don pretty early in the fight, so no heals.
That was really good positioning by them. And Bastion pick was quite like desperate.
The Torbjorn on the side of nap time.
I'd love to see it.
I would love to see an attack Torbjorn. I would love to see it, but unfortunately we do have a switch onto the soldier. But Subnai and Gauntlet are on the
oh, okay, so off-tank player is playing main tank here, and our main tank player is playing Zarya, okay.
So we have a dive comp on the side of Click4heads, but a death ball on nap time, and they're both off. Just trying their best to we have some damage being.
Okay, this is quite an interesting comp here. So okay. Mercy's gonna be staying with Farah, right? They're gonna be flying way up. And this is gonna be the tank comp. This is gonna be where you approach the point. This is who is gonna be approaching the point. And Soldier here makes up for the lack of healing that Zen does. So with his biotic field. So yeah, this is quite a good comp. So Farah will be raining rockets from above, and
Traded here.
Soldier
Shield
will be
down,
able
and
to clean
looks
up.
like Nap Time is rotating onto point here. And right.
Good peel for your Zen.
And it looks like
Okay.
Nap Time is rotating onto point here. And right.
Okay, yeah, the Tracer actually distracted your Mercy, who didn't get to heal Ryan, but Ryan should not have been so aggressive.
And it looks like
The point wasn't even unlocked yet. The point wasn't even unlocked. There's literally no point to contest if the point is
Robo with fall,
unlocked
but
yet.
Spark is able to take out the other Zenyatta.
Okay, that's a good
Gauntlet
okay.
goes down, Brave goes down, McNaney goes down, but Iode is rezzed. Looks like Nap Time, Click4heads will actually be able to take this here.
Okay, let's see what the comp is. The comp is dive, right? Now you know that this is dive. You should be trying to shut down the dive. Farah against dive isn't that effective, I feel. Unless you're going for the Zen or Hanzo here. Because they have a Diva, which is probably going to stick behind with their supports instead of supporting their main tank. So yeah, let's see what you guys do.
And Spark will jump off the ledge, resetting for the next fight to not get even more staggered.
And Soldier's quite a versatile hero, but he doesn't really directly counter any hero. So I think a better pick here could have been McCree, like the flashbang for Tracer. And at least he would have been able to contest Hanzo and mid-range, especially with the new hitscan buffs. Or even, I think Soldier could have also went Brigitte. Yeah, I think you guys need to get one of your DPS players to learn how to play Brigitte so that you can completely shut down dives.
There's no time taken off the clock when it gets to you guys getting back to that choke. They're taking a little bit of an interesting approach on this next attack. Nap Time going to the left here, putting him into a bit of a confined space, which is not exactly what you want when you have a Storm Arrow on the other end of that tunnel.
Oh, is that an
Next attack. Nap Time going to the left. Yeah, you want to resurrect with your team, so there's no time taken off the clock when it gets to you guys getting back to that choke. They're taking a little bit of an interesting approach on this next attack.
Okay, if you look at the health of the Winston, it does not go down at all.
Nap
It's
Time
like no
going
one
to
shooting the
left.
Winston. I'm pretty sure this is in line of sight with either our Zen or Zarya. So yeah,
Here, putting him into a bit of a confined space,
should be at least pressuring him out.
which is not exactly what you want when you have a Storm Arrow
So they dive in here with
on the
Primal
other end of
Rage.
that tunnel.
Oh, is that that is a Primal Rage from Kalut. It's impressive how he's able to get that so quickly. Spark, Brave PLM, and McNaney sir all.
The other end of that tunnel.
Oh, is that that is a Primal Rage from Kalut. It's impressive how he's able to get that so quickly. Spark, Brave PLM, and McNaney sir.
The team, I think they weren't even really diving here. It was only three of their players, but they somehow managed to kill
Gauntlet
the
will get picked off, but not really much of a problem as Rich Hobo is. Gauntlet will be rezzed, but looks like there's some. The team's a little bit. They're just waiting for everyone to get another push in. We'll see if they go for the same strat that they had, but it does not look like it. In terms of ults, it looks like they're pretty much even, but now they're using a lot of ults. There's a double Valkyrie here. Oh, and
That's a bad shot.
hammered
That's
down.
quite a bad shot.
Chobo falls. Chobo is rezzed.
Okay, for against dive, if you're playing Ryan, you don't really need to go for the big shatters, especially since their whole team can basically run away from the hitbox. So focus on the dive tank, and once they use their cooldowns, so dive tank would be Winston or Diva. Once they use their cooldowns, either boosters or deep, you just shatter them. Let your team finish them off, and then you go in with the mana man advantage
Oh, and
instead
that's
of like
on
trying
point
to
there,
go
but
for
beautiful
6 men and end up wasting the whole
barrage
thing.
coming out from Brave Him. He's gonna lose his life in the process, but that's not too big of a deal. Only ults on point are that self-destruct primal wave coming out from Kaluk as Subnai has fallen, and he will
Was shield not up here? Shield should have been up here.
find
Get
Kachunk.
As in like Ryan should have held up his shield. I don't think his shield was
Chunks
broken.
there, yeah. Looks like they're just trying. Hella does yet another primal rage. We'll use that to try to keep people off the point, but oh, that's a grab. But will they be able to follow up on that? I don't think so.
This is really staggered from our team. Okay, let's go to the
Yeah,
sub
but it
fight.
does not look like it. In terms of ults, it looks like they're pretty much even, but now they're using a lot of ults. There's double Valkyrie here. Oh, and that's a
Okay, our soldier dies here with 65%,
hammered down.
but we still continue the
was
fight,
res.
which is quite okay.
Oh,
We
and
use both Mercy and Zen out at the same time, which might not. Wait, no, we already use Mercy out. We use Mercy out to engage here.
Valkyrie here.
Was Transient necessary?
Oh,
I don't
and
think
that's
Transient was
a,
necessary.
hammered down. Chobo falls. Chobo was
Okay, yeah, our Ryan was slow. Okay, that was a good call.
rezzed. Oh, and that's
Is on point there, but a beautiful barrage coming out from Brave Him. He's gonna lose his life in the process, but that's not too big of a deal.
So now currently, soldiers dead. It's a 4 versus 1, 4. It's a 4 versus 4.
The ults on point are that self-destruct and primal wave coming out from Kaluk.
So
Lucas Subnai is
yeah,
falling.
we lose our right here.
Find
We
Kachunks.
should have gotten out here. Even if it's 82%, we could have gotten another fight.
Chunks there, yeah. Looks like they're just trying. Hella does yet another primal rage. We'll use that to try to keep people off the point, but oh, that's a grab. But will they be able to follow up on that? I don't think so.
No,
Yeah,
follow-up
not enough
damage there.
damage.
In fact, not really anybody there after Gauntlet was done
Yeah.
picking around.
It's just
They
Brave
do
on the
have-
point with a lot of nap time, folks, and oh, does not look like
Yeah,
they'll be
that's
able to
really
contest,
staggered. That's like really staggered. Pushes coming in. So we get one fight. Second, we lose the first fight, right?
And Brave
We lose the second fight,
even,
we
but
lose the
now
third
they're
fight.
using
But we could have gotten another one.
Fine.
Okay.
It's setting
Click4heads
a,
will get
setting a
the
good
one-
precedent here.
I've been mainly focusing on the supports at the moment, doing them. Tank also needs to stick a little bit better with the team, and there's not really much.
This is a odd composition. Spark is our Zenyatta player, right? Probably. Okay, Spark swap to Brigitte to counter their Tracer. And our Mercy player probably got tired of their Tracer as well and swap to Moira for more survivability, but there really is no chemistry between any of our picks. So, okay, Pharah Widow is a common pick here. That's understandable. Ryan Zyra is okay, but Brigitte Moira really doesn't have a lot of utility. Moira's main aspect of her kit is healing. It's just healing. She has her biotic orb. She has her primary fire. It's all healing. She has no utility. She doesn't have much damage. And Brigitte is okay. She has utility in the shield bash, but besides that, it's just not much. So there really is no, and their outs aren't that powerful. Brigitte's out is not that powerful. Moira's out is not that powerful. It's not powerful enough to sustain them through a long fight. To sustain the team through a long fight. Like, that's why Zen is such a important pick, and if people don't run Zen, they run Lucio, because a defensive out is really necessary.
Oh, what about
We're
you?
able to take your advice and switch things up a little bit here on the second point of Lijiang Tower right now. Click4heads on the verge.
Okay, if we wanted to run a Brigitte here, Brigitte should have been one of our DPS players, and we should have kept Zen.
Taking their second map on the day.
And it's been a pretty dominant performance, but almost like a click for.
Okay, this is good positioning from Afara here to take a crossfire. I think Widow could have when okay, let's
Right
see.
now, Click4heads on the verge of taking their second map on the day.
And it's been a.
Okay, our tank core here is going this side. Widow could have went like on bridge. Yeah, Widow could have went on bridge, which is like there, and Farah could have been spamming through window.
Pretty dominant performance, but almost like a click for head. The nap time would take the little bit of a longer route, and just trying to get some on point. The shield is just being decimated. Cat Chunks needs to put down the shield, and there they go.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's why you need a mercy with Farah. So especially since we were pushing through left side, which is a tunnel, Brigitte did not have any line of sight with Farah to give her any healing, and Moira is her heals can't really
Rich
reach
got a
Farah.
little bit out of place
Little
there, had to
position.
fall down, and once he got down there, Gauntlet was able to
Shadow
easily
falls,
clean
but
up on the point.
that doesn't
Sub 9
matter.
and Shooty
Yeah.
Bird are going to grab a couple of kills themselves, taking Siphon out with the headshots, and that's going to be an easy take for Click4heads as they look to push pretty smoothly into their second map win.
Yeah, looks like there's gonna be some switches. No more far on the side of nap time. It will actually be a Junkrat now. So that's still a pretty interesting comp. You don't really see this sort of. I've never really seen the pairing of just a Moira and Brigitte and other.
For good reason, you have never seen this pairing for good reason.
Anything other than solo queue. So.
Moira, a very slippery healer, can still get a lot of healing per second out,
Yeah.
and with Brigitte.
Where were you?
Really seen the pairing of just a Moira and
Here.
Brigitte and anything other than solo queue. So.
Why are we so low? Okay, Moira was busy healing up Junk and tank core, but Soldier was on the right, I
Moira, a
think, trying
very
to fight off
slippery healer,
Tracer.
can still
So
get a lot of healing per
again, Moira doesn't really. Moira's heal is in a really, it's AoE, but it's in a really small area. So
second out,
Yeah.
and with Brigitte. Brigitte.
so the team really has to stick together. That's why you don't really see Moira with two DPS comps, because usually when you're running two or more DPS, you want to take a crossfire to allow at least one of your DPS to actually do damage. But with that crossfire, Moira can't compare Moira to Mercy. Moira cannot just Guardian Angel to one of your DPS to heal him up. Yeah. Her fate is part of a kit, but it really doesn't provide that much mobility as compared to Mercy. That's why you don't really see Moira with two DPS comps. You usually see with triple tank or quad tank or
DPS
scopes.
as well as that healing. Ooh,
Looks
full
like that
from coming out from
Ryan
Gauntlet's gonna take
just-
Chinks out of the fight. Brave looking desperately for a health back as that Primal Rage and Kalu comes ravaging into the corner. He's still able to stay alive
Yeah.
for just a fraction of a
Yeah, so this is really, there's no game plan here. When you're running a Moira, you want to take a quick fight, right? You want to take a quick fight because Moira does not have much sustain. Once she runs out of heals, she is useless. She doesn't do that much damage. Brigitte here, she doesn't provide any let's say you see Moira who ran with a lot of Lucio, because Lucio allows the team to quickly speed in, take the fight, which Moira wants. Moira does not want an extended team fight. No, an extended team fight will mean that Moira runs out of healing and the team is dead. Especially since the only
Second,
other healer will be
eventually, the
Brigitte.
big monkey will fall, and you're not gonna like him when he's angry.
Yeah. There's a lot of picks, and Sub Knight, goes off the edge. Unlucky. But in terms of ults, it looks like Click4heads has the ult advantage here, and they will.
Okay, this from us should be a dry push. Push in, either die or get out. So yeah, because they clearly have the out advantage here.
Going the more conventional route here, and
Okay. This is also quite a bad habit, I guess.
Click4heads has the ult advantage here, and
Just look at Moira's health.
Going the more
Yeah, Moira doesn't get pressure down at all, but she pops Coalescence really early. So what you should have done here is heal, and once your heal runs out, right? This meter runs out. Then use Coalescence. So basically, you channel the end of your healing into Coalescence so that your team gets maximum value of your healing, and you don't just engage early with Coalescence without using
here, and
your healing without using your normal healing.
Followed by a Valk, so they're just trying to keep healing even. That's a big diva bomb,
and this is a really big deal, especially since Brigitte is on your only healer, your only other healer. So every bit of healing from Moira counts.
Doesn't get anything, but they're just popping out all their ults here. Followed by a Valk, so they're just trying to keep healing even. That's a big diva bomb, and doesn't get anything, but they're just
okay. Dragon splits us, and Brigitte
popping out all their
outsmash.
ults here. It feels like. Looks like they're on the point. Junkrat's just trying to get some stuff done, but will get taken out by Sub Knight. Shadow reses Judy Burb, who was taken out. And
Yeah, this is already a lost fight. So every second counts in control. Since 1% is 1 second, it is a lot. So once a fight is lost, you just get out and regroup. Here we just unnecessarily stagger.
The Moira's down. That was
Yeah.
pretty dominant. It's a pretty dominant showing from Click4heads so far. I don't think that Naptime's been able to get on the point at all.
Naptime has definitely been struggling throughout the majority of this fight to do anything, and one of the trade-offs with McKinney on that Moira is that you do get a lot of healing,
Okay,
but
that's
you
a big
also
die.
have to trade it off with the damage that you need in order to refill your healing. Brave Plum with a good opener.
But I think they're still gonna win
But
this.
we're gonna see if
That's
it's
the
enough.
rich homos.
99% has been built up for Click4heads already. Kalute on point, being
And
a
will they
nuisance
get
as he
that-
has been the
they
entire
just
point. He
keep-
will get the kill into McKinney. Now he's getting the kill to Spark. Kachunks coming in with
Shadow's
2 as
down.
Io
Io
takes
is-
Wachobo out. And that is a fight, ladies and gentlemen. Naptime may be able to orchestrate their first take of the map.
Holy cow. Looks like maybe not. It's just Brave PLM bouncing around on point. And Gauntlet is able to take him out. And that is...
Orchestrate their point. He will get the kill into McKinney. Now he's opener to the point.
And
But we're going to see if
that's
it's
the
enough.
rich homos.
99% has been built up for Click4heads already. Kalute on point, being
And
a
will they
nuisance
get
as he has been the
that-
entire
they
point.
just
He
keep-
will get the kill into
Yeah,
McKinney.
Moira dies here.
Now he's getting the kill
And
to-
even though we
to
have both
Spark.
tank outs,
Kachunks coming in with
Shadow's
2 as
down.
Io
we
takes Wachobo out.
really couldn't get much value from them.
And
Since
that
they were all
is a
low.
fight, ladies and gentlemen. Naptime may be able to orchestrate their first
Naptime,
take
you'll
of the
get this.
map.
Holy cow. Looks like maybe not. It's just Brave PLM bouncing around on point. And Gauntlet is able to take him out. And that is it. That is a 2-0. 5-minute break. I will get my timer ready.
And it's not like Control Point, or King of the Hill, I should say, where you can kind of brawl on the point. You can allow your DPS to just go off the leash and find a couple of frags.
We have a
The McKinney serves to face off against anybody else.
soldier, Hanzo. And they're off.
So the defensive composition here allows them to.
Okay. Oh, Mercy means playing right now. Okay. So you're running goats, classic goats. They are running Orisa Diva and 2 long range DPS. So I'm assuming we lose this fight because they have 2 2 long-range DPS heroes, which is really a huge counter to the goats.
Put down a shield, back away from it if they need to, and then that D.Va can go onto the high ground to face off against anybody up there. But as we get into the fight, Nap Time, with an immediate initiation, as they just come barreling through, trying to get as much brawling damage.
Yep.
And then that D.Va can go onto the high ground.
Ryan was playing way too aggressively. Look, he had already taken so much damage. Look at his health. Look at his health and compare to how aggressive he's playing.
This is initiation as they just come barreling.
Yeah, this is way too aggressive. At least wait for your healers to heal you up.
Through, trying to
Instead
get
of
as
just
much
going
brawling
in.
damage as they can. Nihao Bryan with the first kill on the McKinney, gonna take the main tank out of the fight. It's a 5v6 now, not in favor of Nap Time as their D.Va gets suited and their Zarya gets taken out. Nihao Bryan and Khalud both getting a lot of damage within this fight, and Nap Time not able to survive as they back out.
So I think we're gonna see some swaps here. I think they should probably switch off the dive. They're not really getting much ult charge on the Zarya there. The ult advantage is definitely swinging heavily towards Click4heads here.
Okay, even if you're not swapping here, our target should be Orisa here. Orisa is the most immobile hero of their comp. So we should go, I think, kill Orisa and go straight to point. Or even just go straight to point. But again, they have 2 long range DPS, which
not
is
necessarily a counter, but one difficulty running in for Nap Time is sub 9 on this Hanzo. That Storm Arrow is able to dish out so much damage, whether it be on a flanker or a main tank. It is an invaluable source, but here they go again.
okay. At least you guys
They're gonna take the right
don't
route,
die on the
looking
engage.
to go all the way around to the point, not opting to take the high ground approach. They're gonna rely on that Reinhardt shield throughout this attack. And there goes the coalition.
Okay, again, an early coalescence. Not a fan, but might work. But okay.
Lessons to open things up from Spark. Not finding anything just yet as attack fire gets released from Nihao Bryan. He's looking to get a couple of kills with the Transcendence as well. Io's gonna keep the team alive. Yeah, Shooty Bird with 1 kill. Nihao with another. Shooty Bird gonna go ahead and take McKinney Sir out of the fight. That right.
No one can contest. No one can contest. Who's that? Soldier. Yeah, no one can contest Soldier. D.Va might be able to, but then she wouldn't have healing from anybody because most of the hero, all 3 of the healers here provide short range healing, except Brigitte, who doesn't provide that much armor.
There's still a bit of a resistance force on the point.
So even if D.Va flew up here, she probably would have been bursted out by Soldier, and I believe Hanzo was somewhere behind here as well.
Rally comes out from Richovo. Not gonna happen though, as that.
Look at it. Look at the Soldier. Look at the Soldier.
He's looking to get a couple of kills with the Transcendence as well. Io's gonna keep the team alive. Yeah, Shooty Bird with 1 kill. Nihao with another.
His aim isn't. His aim isn't even that good. It's just
out of the fight. That Reinhardt gonna fall, but there's still a bit of a resistance force on the point as the rally comes out.
His aim isn't even that good, but he's getting so much value because he's not getting contested at all.
Not gonna happen though, as that Nihao Brown gonna take another member out of the fight. Io does fall, but it's not too bad of a situation as they still have their Mercy on fight and a lot of healing. This fight's gonna diffuse a little bit. We're gonna get some stragglers here coming in from the respawns, but
yeah, this is pretty weird. Okay, we kill Mercy. We kill Mercy at the end of the fight, but I'm not sure why Lucio and Moira decided to go in.
Trickling, but
a couple of late kills. Don and Fan, I believe that was out of mech on the D.Va that got that kill. Yes, it was. It was a baby D.Va getting the kill onto Nihao Bryan, and they got a boop as well from the sub. Nice. So now Nap Time with the commander, with the demanding here. I'm losing my words. I'm getting too excited. This is what I wanted to see. I hate it when games go only one way. Nap Time finally finding their trench to dig into as they get point A, but they have 5.5 minutes, which is a lot of time. But point B is so difficult to take, Warren.
Oh, it should be a lot of fun to see this. It looks like they're going to still stay in the GOATS comp, which is, you don't really see that too often. You usually see them changing off here, but, alright, back to you. To the action.
Okay, this is a really aggressive charge from Orion. Especially since they have a Reaper.
But Earthshatter to come in here, they're going to release the Graviton, saving a lot as they can, but Sub9 going to release that Dragon onto the point, looking to find a couple of kills, but not going to find any, as McKinney does get the D-suit onto Shooty Rib. Reaper going to take out that...
Yeah, you see our Orion dies here. Without...
saving a lot as they can,
Look
but
at how
Sub9 going to release that
even
Dragon
before
onto the point, looking to find a couple of kills, but not going to find any.
Even after the beat ends, he just dies. This is extremely aggressive from Orion, and it's not needed. There's no reason why he was so aggressive, since he already had his ult.
And he does get the D-suit onto Shooty Rib. Reaper going to take out that Reinhardt, so no main tank, but Richo going to take Shooty Rib out. So Click4heads losing the Diva on point, nothing to eat, anything on point. There's the Transcendence from Io to keep his team alive. Shadow going to get the Resurrection onto Kaloof, bringing the main team back into the fight so he can shatter and make it matter. There it is. Nihao Brian with the kill and a Brave, and following up with the D-suit onto Saffron, killing him in the baby Diva, and he's demanding retribution here for point A. He is coming out, and he is not forgiving anybody for what happened to him earlier in this match. As Nihao Brian and Shooty Bird sweep it up a little bit at the end, and with 4 minutes and 30 seconds, Click4heads looks pretty good in that defense.
Looks like we are finally getting some swaps. We have a Mercy come out, but I think that's about it here. Still not sure if the Goats comp is working for them on second point.
It's a bit more it's a bit harder to pull off on second point because of that respawn advantage.
Oh, look at that. We have some swaps. We're going to have a soldier, but oh, Nihao Brian is on that Reaper and already has ult. Holy cow. So the advantage is probably going to be on Click4heads' side because they have three ults with possibility of getting 2 more within the fight. Whereas on the other side, it's only 2 with a possibility of a very low possibility of getting any more. And they're off.
If Dawn also switching off of that healer onto Anna now. Ooh, no, they're in a corner, and there go the Dragons. They're gonna have to run for their life. Nobody getting caught up as Sub9's Dragons. I think that just got eaten up by the Hungry Psy fan on the Diva there. Able to stop that ultimate completely. Sub9 with the kill and a Brave. Not necessarily stop the attack, but it's definitely gonna put a nail in the tire. They're gonna have to stop to check their tire pressure here on this attack, and oh, it's fine because Spark's there to pump it up. Brave back into the fight.
Oh, look at that Wraith form there, or sorry, Death Blossom.
Yeah, Brian with a good double.
Was it because
put a nail in the tire? They're gonna have to stop to check their tire pressure here on this attack, and oh, it's fine because Spark's there to pump it up. Brave back into the fight.
our Diva launches bomb even without getting pressured? You were not low here. Diva was not low here, but still launches bomb, and this leads to look at the Reaper. The Reaper immediately know the Reaper's waiting for.
They're gonna have to stop to check their tire pressure here on this.
The Reaper's waiting for the bomb to come out.
Spark's there to pump it up. Brave back into the fight.
Look at the Reaper here.
Oh.
The Reaper immediately knows, since you're out of mech, there's no one to eat my Death Blossom. So he immediately goes in and Death Blossoms. So
look at that.
that's an unnecessary out from our Diva, which not only wasted an out, but resulted in them killing both killing both Mercy and Soldier.
Two members like that and still push a defensive point like Hanamura point B. So now we're seeing the Junkrat and Diva be a little bit distracted, a little bit cut off here. Ooh, almost getting out alive, but gonna get desuited by Shooty Burb, and now that's a free staggerable kill.
Oh, that's a big stagger there. We're gonna have to wait another couple seconds in order to, maybe 15 seconds in order to get back up.
At least 10 seconds for that res, and then of course the walkback time. But hey, Rich Hobo making sure it's all not for nothing. Rich Hobo gonna take Shooty Burb out of the mech, so now you have a Baby Diva on the defense. This could be an opening as long as Sci-Fan can group up with the team quick enough.
Okay, this D-Mech is huge. This D-Mech is huge because we have Nano Visor here. So, right? Yeah, we have Nano Visor here, and she isn't even close to mech. So we should win this fight.
It's like there's an and that's a shadow that was blocked.
This could be an opening as long as Sci-Fan can group up with the team quick enough.
It's like there's an. Oh, and that's a shadow.
That's a good block. You charged. Oh, Ryan charges here. And should have connected at this pillar. As a Ryan, you need to make your charges as short as possible so you are close to your team and you don't take that much damage. So this long charge here was unnecessary. You die here with Shatter up.
Get the block, and as he tries to charge through the Reinhardt, the entire team going to turn around and focus him down, so he would not be able to survive. Kalu getting.
I think we should have nanobladed here immediately.
Looking for the direct hit will take the Mercy out of the fight, so Spark having to take a trip back to spawn.
Okay, so that D.Va DMAC at the start of the fight was useless because we didn't use Nanovisor at all.
Desuiting Sci-Fan, yet another stagger onto the D.Va as Sub9 does what he pleases. And nap time, you had an impressive comeback within a fight on point A, but now you're getting kind of worried on point B.
Yeah, on point B, they definitely have the old advantage coming to this one. It'd be interesting to see which ones they just use and which ones they kind of save. They don't really have much time to push left here.
I expect to see the Nano. I can't decide yet if they're gonna put the Nano on McNanny's back or if they're gonna give it to Rich Hobo on that tack visor. You'd think they'd give it to McNanny because his damage can't be blocked in any fashion. If they do give it to Rich Hobo, he might be able to get a tack visor. It might be a defense range.
Again, we see this opportunity.
Tack visor. You'd think they'd give it to McNanny because his damage can't be blocked in any fashion.
You see both dive tanks here. You see both dive tanks here. You should have immediately shattered. Again, if you're playing against dive as a Ryan, you really don't want to look for that 6-man shatters. You just want 1 or 2 clean kills.
Might be a defense range.
Oh, and that's all right. That looks like.
Self-destruct did come out.
Again, not sure why you are swinging at the D.Va here, except feeding outcharge to the Mercy. Should. Since you already have your shatter up.
Shooty Bird, I believe it was. Not able to find any kills, but now nap time needs to get to the point. Looking for the Mercy bait. Mercy back to the high ground. Able to pull the Reinhardt down. He's at 166 health. He does get the shatter out as attack visor. From Rich Hobo looks to pair.
Yeah, okay, you guys finally use the nano
up
visor.
On the point with the nano visor, he's gonna grab.
Oh, look at
that was 3, including the tacking Nihal Brian.
Yeah, this should have been done way much earlier. Nano visor should have been done way much earlier instead of just wasting time.
Attackers.
Okay, our defense here. We are finally playing D.Va with Orisa. And this comp is really vulnerable to Pharah. There's no one to contest Pharah except maybe D.Va, but she isn't gonna get much healing. Reaper and Junkrat can't do anything against Pharah, and Rick is just dead to Pharah. So
holding up on the high ground.
They immediately jump to point here. Without staging at all.
On point.
So
this is just not enough healing for the amount of damage that they're taking here. It's like,
not only that, but they've got a little bit split up on the defense. Sci-Fan and Brave fall. So holding up on the high ground.
Already on point.
Okay, this was really disorganized from us. If you are holding up here, you should expect that they are gonna try to immediately push the point. So D.Va should have went on point first to delay for a bit. Orisa and the rest of the team should have rotated behind temple and onto point. Yeah.
This is just not enough healing for the amount of damage that they're taking here. It's like,
yeah, and especially since there's a Breaking Bad here in 7%, there's not much healing, and they have a soldier here, right? There's nothing you can do against a tank visor, not really. if he gets line of sight.
Not only that, but they've got a little bit split up on the defense. Syphan and Brave Palm gonna go ahead and go to the left to grab a couple of kills, but Click4heads are the ones that are coming in pretty much on point, allowing their tanks to do the flanking, and that's paying off as Sub9 takes Syphan out, but Brave coming in big on the Reaper, grabbing himself a couple of kills. Don gonna take credit for one of them, and that leaves a Monkey on point now, a D.Va, and that D.Va is out of thrusters and out of defense matrix, and in the face coming in and go to the left to grab a couple of kills.
Okay, their long range DPS, their long range DPS, which is a soldier, decided to play on point, which is not really where he excels at, because the Reaper easily killed him.
Paying off as Sub9 takes Syphan out, but Brave coming in big on the Reaper, grabbing himself a couple of kills. Don gonna take credit for one of them, and that leaves a Monkey on point now, a D.Va, and that D.Va is out of thrusters and out of defense matrix and in the face of our Reaper. There she is on the D suit as Sub9's Tracer is forced to back out. And nap time with a good hold so far. It was a little bit sloppier than you'd like to see.
And that
Exactly what's going to happen, and this is a huge ups to both teams for them to give a little bit of time to allow McKinney to work his way back to the point, at least a little bit. I think he's almost back.
ooh, Caleb. Oh,
Never mind. But
Yeah.
Rich is gonna go ahead and save the date, taking Callie out of the fight. Cheddar gonna get the res, but McKinney now back on the point, so they have a full health Reinhardt coming in.
ooh.
I'm pretty confident that nap time will be able to hold this as Brave takes Shooty Burb out of the fight, and I don't think Click4 has expected McKinney to get back to the point so quickly.
Ooh.
Good kill
They're
on
just
the
taking a lot.
Reinhardt.
They're taking a lot of damage here, and just is that gonna be a disengage? Does not look like it.
Well, they're relying a lot on Sub9 right now on the flank, but the difficulty with that is Dawn on the Brigitte is able to kind of secure both the left and right. If the Tracer does get too close to the team, it's easy. Shun, flail, swing, or swing, stun, flail, swing. Something of those sorts. It does about 175 damage, so it does kill a Tracer.
Okay, for the initial fights, you guys won them easily because you had more brawling power with the Brigitte stun, Reaper, D.Va's point presence. But when they get outs, they're gonna have much more sustain than you. They're gonna have much more sustain, much more healing. They're gonna last much more. They're gonna last longer in fights. So I think they should be able to take this
Sub9
fight.
can't get too close here.
This comp is more of like really brawling comp. You want to stick to the point. I think it mostly only works for one or two quick pushes. One or two quick fights where you just want to win by pure power, pure brute force.
This is just being very effective at. This defense is super effective so far. Only have a minute left, so that's pretty much one or two good pushes left.
Yep, and here
and
comes
that's-
all the stops from Click4heads as the Shatter and the Pulse Bomb coming out, only taking one kill. I like the kill on McKinney as Cody takes Dawn out of the fight. That's both healers, and now the Death Blossoming Reaper gonna get defense matrix
Very
and then
little
taken out by
sustain,
Nihai Brown.
especially since
That's pretty much it for Click4heads on
instead
point
of
A,
a Zen you have
but they did a
Brigitte,
fantastic job of holding so.
which denies you the opportunity to have a defensive out, which will allow you to sustain through a fight.
Far.
Look at this Zen.
Seconds,
The Zen is
sorry,
already
50
40%
seconds on the clock.
next up.
About 45
Yeah.
maybe when they take it.
It's still a very impressive hold from nap time because they use a lot of bullets just to get on point and to stay on point. Looks like they're just gonna try to snowball right into their next attack.
Their
Peter
snowball
on to point.
potential, though, is relatively low. They only have the self-destruct from Shooty Bird. They will have a Shatter soon, but it's not something to really rely on. But straight onto point for the Tracer to try and draw them off of the high ground. Nobody biting onto the bait there, and that's a bit of an issue.
We give them a free take though.
Ryan here. Oh,
Straight onto point. Their
Peter
snowball
on to point.
potential, though, is relatively low. They only have
Their Tracer's
the
on point, I
self-destruct
think.
from Shooty Bird. They will have
Their
a
Tracer
Shatter
goes point.
soon, but it's not something to really.
Yeah, there are traces on point, and no one contests, and no one bothers to
straight onto
contest.
point
Not sure
for the
why.
Tracer to try and draw them off of the high ground. Nobody biting onto the bait there, and that's a bit of an issue.
And we have a little bit of a Ryan v Ryan here. Oh!
Both the Earth Shatter and the Self-Destruct coming out, and the Self-Destruct is going to pay dividends, taking Brave out of the fight as Richo falls to Nihao. Brian on the Junkrat, taking him out with, or on the Soldier, I'm sorry, taking him out with the Helix Rocket. The Sub Knight takes Dawn out of the fight. Io taking Spark out of the fight. And there you go, your supports. Click4heads now with the commanding lead.
Holy cow!
They're going to have a lot more time on there. Knight takes Dawn out of the fight. Io taking Spark. He's going to pay dividends, taking Brave out of the fight.
We have a little bit of a Ryan.
Yeah, again, the lack of healing is really,
draw them off of the high ground.
it's a really huge issue.
Biting onto the bait there, and that's a bit of an issue.
And we have a little bit of a Ryan v Ryan here. Oh!
The Tracer to try and draw.
And there's not much. There's not much that's protecting the Mercy. So if the Mercy falls, the whole team falls apart.
Oh man, Brave getting boosted all the way to the point. His fellow member is a little bit late on the attack as he tries to keep himself alive, but it looks like the kills are all going to be coming in for Click4heads as Io and Nihao both grab a couple for themselves. Sub Knight wants to get into the action, and Siphon gonna have to go ahead and pop off the edge. Not sure if it was on purpose or on accident, but Click4heads with a strong defense, and they still.
Okay, we run goats. They expect it, and they run Junkrat, but we should have immediately swapped off here.
Every single member standing.
This is not looking so great for nap time. They're either gonna have to
okay,
switch
good.
off
We swapped the Pharah.
make some serious changes here, and it looks like they will switch onto the Pharah here. But that's about all the changes I see.
Far not a bad choice as there are no direct or even indirect counters on the side of Click4heads. Brave gonna have a lot of freedom in the sky if he's able to play the sphere correctly. McKinney does get the kill on a shooty burp, so that's gonna take out that main tank. The res comes in, but it gets booped from Brave, so there will be no res there, but Sub.
But that's about all the changes I see.
Far not a bad choice as there are no direct or even indirect counters on the side of Click4heads. Brave gonna have a lot of freedom in the sky if he's able to play the sphere correctly. McKinney does get the kill on a shooty burp, so that's gonna take out that main tank. The res comes in, but it gets booped from Brave, so there will be no res there, but Sub Knight with the big rip tire, looking to end the map here and there, taking out McKinney and Brave as the rest. Brave!
Really split
so heads, Brave.
Okay. Let's watch
But
this.
that's about all the changes I see.
Look at the time, there's still 10 seconds left. Not sure why the team was so split up in that.
Not a bad choice as there are no direct or even
Vegeta went
indirect
first.
counters
Vegeta
on
went
the
in
side of
first.
Click4heads. Brave gonna
Then Ryan
have a lot of
charged.
freedom in the sky if
Then Diva flew in. So even now there's still 3 seconds left. There's enough time for the whole team to speed in onto point together, which is like the whole point of Goats Com. Yeah, Goats Com is like it's like dive with tanks. So basically you want to go in together, focus in one target, and win the fight based on brute force. So what happened here was like a major split between the tanks, which Reaper takes advantage of. Reaper he doesn't really directly Reaper actually does not counter Goats Com. If you think about it, Goats Com is about the tanks and supports sticking together, and Reaper is about isolating a tank by himself and winning that 1v1 with him. Yeah, so in the Goats Com, a Goats Com should not be losing to a Reaper. They should be focusing down the Reaper quite easily, especially with the Brigitte stun. But here we just go on in probably panicking, then the Reaper takes advantage of this. Look at how much outcharge he's
so that's gonna take out that main tank. The res comes in, but it gets booped from Brave, so there will be no res there. But Sub Knight with the big.
Look at how much outcharge he's getting. Look at how much damage he's doing with when he's not getting pressure at all.
Rip tire looking to end
for their third map, and that will mean that they will win. They will get
that teams rely pretty heavily on.
Best stat here. But on Click4heads, you've got also trying to play with your best stat. Don DP is amazing at that Ana, so just trying to utilize all their talents there with the combination of the Rhine Diva.
Brave's gonna be on the Widowmaker, which is gonna be pretty much the best.
Okay, here we can see the soldier and Widow on the same side of the point, which is not really the whole point of running double hit scan. The whole point of running double hit scan is to set up a crossfire so that it's firstly to set up a crossfire because so that their Rhine will suffer. Their Rhine cannot shield two sides at once. The shield is only one-sided. Yeah. Another purpose of running double hit scan here would be to counter the Farah. And running both hit scan together is really not the call, because the Farah knows that there's this one area that she has to avoid, and that's all. The rest of the area is free because there's no one contesting her.
Get to a Farah right now as long as he can hit the shots, which he has not missed one yet, but he has not been able to land those final blows. Rich Hoba might want to try and give him a little bit of help in the air as he gets pretty low facing off against Sub9 on the Farah. Io and Shooty are going to both grab a couple of spots in the kill feed there as they take Widowmaker final blows. Rich Hoba is going to be pretty much the best counter you can get to a Farah right now as long as he can hit the shots, which he has not missed one yet, but he has not been able to land those final blows. Rich Hoba might want to try and give him a little bit of help in the air as he gets pretty low.
Oh well. Rhine plays way too aggressively again.
Both grab a couple of spots in the kill feed there as they take Widowmaker, Reinhardt, and Diva out of the fight collectively in nap time with a very weak fence here on the border. Not going to be able to hold things here as the first point.
That's it.
Is the last point. A true 0-13 of them. Nothing too exciting going down from
what their map differential was.
Yeah, last map I'm not sure why we decided to switch up positions and play your Mercy player on Rhine, but the Rhine was really way too aggressive and feeding at some points.
Above 0 or as close to as high as possible. Right now, it's all. I don't think they've. I'm not sure what their map differential was for last game. It was 1-0, but if they can get another one, that would be huge for them. It would put them. It would give them a good edge for this. But so it looks like we have a death ball, standard death ball on the side of kind of.
Nihao play support. That guy's a DPS.
From Click4heads and on the pseudo death ball from nap time.
And Gauntlet.
Yeah, this is a okay team form. On defense, yeah.
Has the headshot pinged out onto the Junkrat, but he's waiting for the Reinhardt shield to lower.
Sorry, I was a little bit concerned there. My ping is rubber banding there.
Oof, I don't want that to happen. There's nothing too exciting going down from Gauntlet, not able to get any shots in past that Reinhardt shield, while the rest of his team pushes way off of the. There's nothing too exciting going down from Gauntlet.
Why was Mercy alone here? She was here, right? But she died.
Past that Reinhardt shield, while the rest of his team.
Yeah, she should not have been here. I'm not sure why she was here.
Pushes way off of the payload.
That's a big pick there, though.
Yeah, Kaluku does get the kill into John, taking the Mercy out of the fight, and well, you can't resurrect the dead Mercy, so now it's up to Gauntlet and the rest of the team to get their kills.
Like. Ooh, there's a lot of big picks.
Yeah, Brave, however, does win the Widowmaker fight, so you know you get a little bit of a consolation prize there. Widowmaker not yet on that debuff, where she has a little bit longer on that grapple cooldown, so she's able to get away pretty well, but not away from a Reinhardt swinging the hammers up into the air. As Gauntlet does take Ka-Chunks out of the fight, and you have Brian on the Mechani, and Click4heads continues to smooth their way through Route 66.
Yeah, well, Mercy falls here, which basically means that they get the healing advantage and they just win the fight easily.
Side of Click4heads. they're looking great, and their dive is very well coordinated. There's not a lot that can stand in their way there.
Ultimate-wise, not a lot on board for either team, but soon to be a lot for Click4heads.
Oh yeah, now they have 3. They'll probably get next cup. They'll have pretty much all their fights by the time this fight's over here, which is gonna be huge for them. It's they do have sights out on the side of nap time.
Yeah, okay. Wait, no, never mind.
Which is gonna be huge for them. It's they do have sights out on the side of nap time.
Ooh, Shooter getting de-suited there in mid-fight by Nihao Bryant. Self-destruct does get pulled off, so she will be able to get back into that mech as Gauntlet gets the kill on a Brave Plum, getting revenge for the headshot he served him earlier. Shooter taking Spark out of the fight. There goes the hammer from McNarly, but he gets pushed out of the way by the Primal Raging Monkey at the very, very end of the Primal Rage there. So his charge isn't able to do anything, and Click4heads able to continue their push here on the payload.
This is just looking really dominant on Click4heads. They're just able to steamroll their way from point to point, and just it's a force to be reckoned with. I don't know how many times the Mercy has died on their side. Not many, from what I can recall. That's amazing positioning from Shadow.
He's been doing a beautiful job of keeping himself alive on that Mercy. We'll be able to see what Rich Hobo is going to do with this Riptire. Has the potential to get a lot done. You do see the Transcendence, which a lot of people think can help out. But, fun fact, ladies and gentlemen, the burst damage of a Riptire is too much for a Transcendence to heal with. The only person that will survive is the Zenyatta.
Right now, there's just not a lot of shield recharge on the side from nap time, so they're going to be out of a shield fairly soon.
Okay.
For a little bit. That's
see the Transcendence, which a lot
look at how much room they're getting.
A lot of people think
look at
can
the
help
payload.
out. But,
no one's
fact,
contesting the
ladies and
payload.
gentlemen, the burst damage.
Even if we do push up, okay, we should have pushed up, and even if we died, we could have regrouped in time for another fight. So this is really free progress, and we're just giving them a free
Riptire
fight.
is too much for a Transcendence.
There should be at least for most control hybrid payload hybrid maps, last point should have at least 2 fights. Like at least 2 fights. So we should have pushed up here. Not sure why we were like pushing back up.
right
Just
now,
giving
there's
them
not
free
a lot of shield
payload.
recharge on the side from nap time, so they're going to be out of a shield fairly soon. For a little bit. That's never good.
Dive onto the backline from Shootyburb and Kalut to try and get one of the supports.
Even though they're losing this fight, they are still pushing.
Spark, and almost at the expense of Kalut's life, they do lose the mech for Shootyburb, so Baby Diva gonna have to run away and try and find another mech somewhere else, but gonna get taken out by the concussion mine from Rich Hobo, so
only now do we touch the payload.
Oh, there, Winston gonna dive back into the backline, taken out by Rich Hobo again, and he is doing a fantastic job of protecting.
Trance was not needed here, even if they did EMP.
Tire is
let's
too
go back to the
much
south,
for a
right?
Transcendence to heal with Rich Hobo, so Kalut's life.
That's never good.
Now it's a
Dive onto the
5v5.
Shootyburb and Kalut to try and get one of the supports. They do get Spark, and almost at the expense of Kalut's life, they do
It's a 6v5
lose the
though.
mech for Shootyburb, so Baby Diva gonna have to run away and try and find another mech somewhere else, but gonna get taken out by the concussion mine from Rich
6v4.
Hobo, so no avail there. Winston gonna dive back into the backline,
6v3.
taken out by Rich Hobo again, and he is doing a fantastic
This trance
job
was
of
not
protecting.
necessary at all. So, if the fight is too busy, if you're too busy, if you're too engaged in the fight, like you don't have time to look at the kill feed, one thing you can do is make sure in your comms when you kill someone you say it out, so that at least you will get a general sensing of how many people has died, what man advantage are you up by, and so stuff like this will
Here on
happen.
the Junkrat, he may be hacked, but he still has that Riptire ready to go.
And Brave BLM will win that Widow duel there. this is nap time's finally waking up a little bit on this last point here. They're holding a lot better here. They've got about 4 minutes. That's a couple more solid pushes that Click4heads have, and we will see exactly what they can do.
And if there's any point where a team can really dig in and give themselves a spot to hold, it is this third point where the corridors get a little bit shorter or a little bit smaller, the ceilings get a little bit lower, and the Riptires get a little bit more lethal. Rich Hobo trying to find a good member on the back line. Diva almost figures it out, but he will go ahead and get the charity kill onto Kalut. No doubt going to be rezzed back up by Cheto.
It certainly is. It's an interesting target pick. I mean, they could have tried to go for the Mercy or the Zenyatta, but they went straight for the big one. They went straight for the Rhine.
Diva noticed where the Riptire was, so I don't think they have the ability to really risk going farther and getting after those supports. But Shooty Burb taking Rich Hobo out, and McKinney and Catch both to fall afterwards. That is something that you don't want to happen. You've lost both of your tanks and your main DPS. With Brave on this Widowmaker, can't really focus down whichever target he pleases, especially when his head's getting popped or clicked, might I say, by Gauntlet.
Yeah, Gauntlet's really clicking on those heads right now. Oh.
Yeah, we're going to see everything come out right now from Naptime. Valkyrie and Transcendence to do what they can. Brave onto the Doomfist to get back to the point quickly and hopefully get a couple of cheeky fists in there. McKinney getting very low on that. Reinhardt going to get healed up by Dawn as the kills come in for Shooter and Gauntlet. The charge from Kalut into the backline going to take McKinney out of the fight. The Shatter looking to finish the story and healed up by Dawn with the can. Brave onto the Doomfist to get back to the point quickly and hopefully get a couple of cheeky fists in there. McKinney getting very low on that. Reinhardt going to get healed up.
Yeah, one disadvantage of running Ryan Zarya is that there's no more to contest high ground. So even though Dorado Tat is quite a Ryan Zarya map, but on top of these boxes, there's no one to contest the Widow and
by
Soldier.
Dawn as the kills come in for Shooter and
That's
Gauntlet.
just free damage raining down.
From Kalut.
And if you look at our DPS, there's none of them can contest high ground as well.
Into the backline, going to take McKinney
Except
out of the fight. The
Doomfist.
Shatter looking to finish the story
just to say, look at me, I am Reinhardt, and I will defend this point.
I am Reinhardt
That's
healing
beautiful
roar. You can take. Oh, let's Shatter grab it.
Okay, our offense here is this is quite a weird offense here. I'm assuming that Nanny is only comfortable on right and not on Winston here. Ryan should be replaced with Winston here because this feels like half a death ball, half a dive. Yeah, and especially since they're set up here, the other team is set up on big big Earls. You want to dive, you can't really. Even if you hold your shield up here, there's not much you can do, and not much value you can provide.
Same time, but what a lot of smart teams have begun doing is they'll let the Shatter go, they'll wait a little bit, then they'll grab on the next fight, and they'll put the Reinhardt right in the middle of that Graviton to swing away, and the next thing you know, you have another Earth Shatter ready to go.
Yeah, that's pretty smart. It's like, and they're pushing here. Looks like Rich Hobo will be taken out.
Gauntlet's trying to fight.
It's pretty smart.
Should be backing out here, but
It's like, and they're pushing here. Looks like Rich Hobo will be taken out.
and also even though it's a short range charge, Ryan here should have heard the sound cue from the enemy Ryan and started his own charge animation, causing a counter charge.
Gauntlet's trying to fight with Brave over there on the high ground, almost nailing the headshot, but Kalut with a fire strike taking 2 down. No Diva's suit left for Kachunks there. And Click4heads with a beautiful shot from Gauntlet are going to be laying down. Fire strike taking 2 down. No Diva's suit left for Kachunks there. And Click4heads with a beautiful shot from Gauntlet are going to be laying down the law and letting Naptime know that, hey, it might be time to go ahead and grab that pillow.
This is a really sneaky spot from Spark here. I don't think anyone realizes that the Zenyatta, where the Zenyatta is. They've kind of forgotten.
Going for the long flank on the Zenyatta.
Yeah, flanking but Zenyatta will come back to the team here.
So now in the back of Macney, they're going to try and get in here, but Gauntlet with another key pick out of Dawn as the shatter comes through from Kalut. Brave and McKinney both can get taken out, and that's what I'm talking about. Those are the kind of kills you want to see. And Kalut building that Earth Shatter extremely quickly. I mean, look at Shooty Bird. He's only 50% to his ult. McKinney, 50% to his ult. Catch, 25%. Other than the supports, Kalut charged his ultimate faster than anybody else in the game.
Oh, for sure. But they will switch off the Diva on the side of nap time. So they will go with the full death ball. Well, kind of death ball, but they will actually have a.
Okay. Zen should never be trying to win a Widow. In an equal matchup, Widow, an equally skilled Widow will always win an equally skilled Zen. So Zen should not be picking Widow at all. Should be staying behind shield. We swap the Widow off to. Yeah, we swap the Widow off to
Time.
Hanzo here, but
So they will go
to Hulk here, but that means that there's no one to contest Widow at all, except Zen, who dies.
with the full death.
So against when you play against another Widow, you always want your own Widow. Even if your Widow is worse, you will at least deny sidelines and make the other Widow and not let the other Widow have free reign.
Kind of.
And also, since you guys have Soldier, there's no one to contest Widow. It's not even a Genji or Tracer, there's no one to put any pressure on Widow.
Death ball, but they will actually have a Rodog gear as well. So triple tank.
Spark challenging Gauntlet on the Widowmaker, not the most intelligent decision for a Zenyatta, as you are not mobile and easy pickings for a Widowmaker.
Exactly.
Right now, a minute and 30 seconds left for nap time to take at least point A and get themselves a little bit of a time extension. And it's a bit of an uphill battle as sights are up for Gauntlet, so the entirety of Click4heads knows where nap time is, how they're trying to push, what they're trying to do, and they have a lot of ultimates to pair up with it.
Yeah. Like this play with the shield is just a little bit.
Knows where nap time is, how they're trying to push, what
Look at
they're
Ryan's
trying
health.
to do.
Look at
and they
our
have a
Ryan's
lot of
health.
ultimates to pair up with it.
Ian, why is our Ryan pushing with solo health? Even if you expect the Zen to transfer, you still have to realize that they do have. Even if the Ryan had expected Zen to transfer him, we should have realized that they had Tech Visor and Graph, both of which trans counters. So really questionable
Like this
positioning
play with
from
the
our
shield
Ryan
is
here.
just a little bit lacking on their side. The shield just doesn't go down when it needs to go. It's not there when it needs to go.
Nope, and the Transcendence came out from Spark trying to save people from that tactical visor. It did get them through that a little bit, and they have won the mid fight just barely, but that's going to change as Kalut comes in with an Earth Shatter, taking good chunks out of the fight with the charge, letting Nihao, Brian, and the rest of the team push forward as McKinney falls off of the map, it looks like, with a charge onto Kalut. Taking both Reinhardts out of the fight, but it's Click4heads with the ult advantage coming into the fight, so it's not exactly an ideal situation. Naptime will, however, be able to field McKinney a little bit sooner than Kalut for Click4heads, so they might have an upper hand here, but with 30 seconds left, everything counts. Attack fires it from Rich Hobo, trying to see if he can't find anything, but a Transcendence from Mile going to keep people alive. Gauntlet with the headshot into Rich Hobo and following it up with a kill into Dawn, and the attack fires it from Nihao going to take McKinney and Kitchunks out of the fight. There's 4 members of nap time, and that's all she wrote. Ladies and gentlemen, the respawns won't be quick enough. 4.5 seconds left. The entirety of Click4heads moves forward into a 4-0.
Okay,
That is.
not much could be taken from this match. They just mechanically outskilled you. You guys made a lot of mistakes in terms of positioning. Ryan was always caught out of position, way too aggressive, especially since you're facing these strong opponents. You should realize that they will punish you, and they did. Zarya took really long to charge up Graph. You swapped off at 3 minutes.
I know that, hey, it might be time to go ahead and grab that pillow.
This is a really sneaky spot from Spark here.
Yep, you swapped off at 3 minutes here. And at the end, you still didn't have Graph.
4-0. Nap time.
Okay, so I think partially because you can't really get charged against Widow and Soldier, and that's why you shouldn't have ran Zarya. I think this is the same problem as Blizzard World first point. The Widow and Soldier doesn't really provide much charge to Zarya, and as Zarya you can't really get much out. Yeah. I think the only player that really did commendably was Brave. He managed to win some Widow 1v1s, but I think it's really there's no coordination, not much coordination. The Rhine is always overextending. The healers are not able to heal the Rhine. Partially their fault, partially the Rhine's fault. Yeah, not much to say. It was not a close game at all. So yeah, you just have to play more together, I guess.